Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the news at 8 today, the 4th day of June 2024. I am Chinye Omai. For some headlines, Governor Oti receives delegation on European Union-sponsored program as ABN features among 7 states. PDP postpones inauguration of Edo Governorship Election Campaign Council. On minimum wage, NLC and TUC suspend strike for 1 week. We'll take commercial for back with the details and many more. Stay connected.
Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way in high-performance lubricants, Master Supermoto Oil is as durable as titanium.
Welcome back. Now the details. The International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, International IDEA, an intergovernmental organization with a mandate to support sustainable democracy worldwide, has chosen Abia State for its second phase of the European Union funded Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption ROLAC program. International IDEA, which has its headquarters in Stockholm, Sweden, with 35 countries as members, said it chose Abia as its focal state for the phase 2 of its program following internal conversations at the EU and what has been said about the reforms that are taking place in Abia State. A school proprietor and college president, UCY Model Schools Ohofia, has congratulated the governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, on the auspicious occasion of his 1-year anniversary in office, describing him as a role model. The college president, Mazi Uche Uduma Okoha, in congratulatory letter signed by him, said 1-year anniversary of Governor Oti has been quite outstanding, noting that for the first time, Abia has a pragmatic and 21st century leader. The last batch of over 300 pilgrims from Kaduna State have departed for Saudi Arabia to perform the 2024 Hajj, making over 4,000 pilgrims airlifted from the state. Governor Obasani expressed delight with the officials of the State Pilgrims Welfare Agency for their diligence in ensuring the success of the 2024 Hajj and advised them to ensure the pilgrims get value for their money during their stay in Saudi Arabia, while delivering a farewell message to the last batch of the State Pilgrims at the Mando Hajj camp. The Amir Hajj conveyed the governor's message, saying the governor was thankful to officials for getting decent accommodations for the pilgrims at the best bargain. A group of prominent Idoma people from Benue State, under the aegis of the Idoma Proactive Diaspora Coalition (IPDC), has alleged that Governor Hyacinth Alia's administration has abandoned the Benue Zone C senatorial district. In a statement issued on Tuesday by its president, Achinu Amali, the group alleged a lopsided appointments policy by the current administration. The National Working Committee (NWC) of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has postponed indefinitely the inauguration of the Edo State Governorship Election National Campaign Council, earlier scheduled to hold on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunaba, made these announcements in a statement on Monday in Abuja, saying the postponement was due to the industrial action embarked upon by labor unions in the country. Ahead of the forthcoming off-cycle governorship election in Ondo State, the national chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has met with heads of security agencies in the state. Daily Post gathered that the meeting at the state office of the commission in Alabaka, Akure, the state capital, was to enable the electoral body and relevant stakeholders to brainstorm strategies on how to ensure a seamless exercise. In the meeting held under the aegis of the Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security (ICCES), the INEC boss revealed that issues that could disrupt the build-up to the November 16 polls had been adequately reviewed. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has extended the continuous voter registration (CVR) for the forthcoming gubernatorial elections in Edo and Ondo states by 4 days. Sam Olumekun, the National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, in a statement said the Commission took the decision after its meeting on Tuesday. He said the CVR, which was scheduled to end on Wednesday, June 5th, has been extended to Sunday, June 9th, 2024. A newlywed woman, Habiba Ibrahim, has reportedly caught the manhood of her 40-year-old husband, Salisu Idris, while he was asleep. She was said to have been arrested by the police. Idris, a commercial motorcycle rider and resident of Kudan in Kaduna State, said the incident happened on May 26th after he returned from the early morning prayers. He said lying on his bed to have some rest when his wife suddenly jumped on him with a sharp knife and almost cut off his manhood, but his neighbors came to his rescue when they heard him shout. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejuocha, has appealed to the organized labor to shelve its ongoing industrial action, which has crippled economic activities in the country. Onyejuocha said the federal government is not the sole decider of a new minimum wage, as it must be determined by state governments and the organized private sector. The federal government has agreed to a minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira. The agreement was reached after the first day of the indefinite strike declared by the organized labor. After shutting down banks, schools, government office, among others, the federal government invited labor leaders to a meeting at the office of the secretary to the government or the federation. At the end of the meeting, a communique was issued. Members of the organized labor, comprising the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, suspended their strike on Tuesday for 1 week. A leader of the NLC told our correspondent in Abuja. The centers are expected to issue a statement shortly before the commencement of negotiations with the government. The strike, which commenced on Monday, was called to protest the failure of the federal government to approve new minimum wage by May 31st, as well as its failure to reverse the hike in electricity tariff. While on sports, Stanley Nwabali has expressed his desire to represent Nigeria at the FIFA World Cup. The Super Eagles missed out on a place at the last edition of the World Cup hosted by Qatar. The 2023 Africa Cup of Nations was Nwabali's first international competition appearance for Nigeria. The Chippa United short stopper stated that he is looking forward to taking part at the World Cup. And that sports news brings us to the end of the news at 8. Before we go, recap of our major headlines. Governor Oti receives delegation on European Union-sponsored program as ABN features among 7 states. PDP postpones inauguration of Edo governorship election campaign cancelled. On minimum wage, NLC and TUC suspend strike for 1 week. For these and many more, log on to our website at www.abntv.com.ng. You can also follow us on any of our social media platforms displayed on screen. Have a pleasant night rest. I am Chin Umai. Stay safe.